Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, take care of yourself.
That was a little longer than I thought it was going to be. Then I realized it, so I'm probably going to get a claim for that one, but it's all right. Anyway, welcome to Heroes for Hire Comic Club YouTube channel. I'm your host, Matt, and I've been collaborating with a lot of fine gentlemen this last month for March Madness over at Pop Culture Philosophers by Rock and Robbie, and One Collection Down Fable. And this is my for March Madness, and this is my last. God, this month really went by. I remember when we just started this. It seems like last week, but for the night we're reviewing, I'm going to say a pretty interesting movie. It's called The Substance. It stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. And you know what? We'll get into that with all the guys here. Let's introduce the panel of esteemed friends and colleagues. We have Big Jeff, Adamantium Blade Comic Collectibles. How you doing?
Good. No shrimp.
Yeah. No, it's please. Well, y'all in the chat will understand what we mean by that in a minute. We got Chad, Middle Elf Collectibles is here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good to see you.
You too. Thanks for having me.
One Collection Down Station.
What's going on, guys?
So I hope you took your booster shot, had the activator. Don't reuse it now. You know, oh, that's pretty bad.
I took the brown fluid and I put it in my freezer. I'm gonna eat it like ices.
Buddy.
Then we got Rock and Robbie in the house.
Yo, what is up? Pop, pop, boom. Super excited to talk about this movie. First time watch, and I literally just got done. So, man, my brain's all over the place right now.
Yeah. You got some stuff fresh on your mind. And we got the one, the only, the incomparable Cliff on Comics station.
Although I feel mirrored. Hi, guys. What's going on?
Cliff.
All right. Well, I'm going to, I do use most of the same format, but I do go over the Wikipedia page just a little bit to start with. So I'm kind of slacking tonight. So, okay, I got it. Now I just got to bring it up. I just read a little bit. I used to go over the whole thing, dude, and that took like 30 minutes. You can't do that.
You tell me you would read a whole Wikipedia page?
I used to. I'm not going to do that anymore. The Substance is a 2024 body horror film written, directed, co-produced, and co-edited by Coralie Fargeat. I probably said your name wrong. I apologize. It stars Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, and Dennis Quaid. The film follows a fading celebrity who's fired by her producer due to her age, and uses a black market drug that creates a younger version of herself with unexpected side effects. That's to say the least. She wrote the screenplay to I don't have to go over that because we're going to go over that in a minute. The Substance premiered at the 77th Annual Cannes Film Festival on May 19, 2024, where it won Best Screenplay and was nominated for the Palme d'Or. The film was theatrically released in the United Kingdom and the United States on September 20th, 2024. It got particular praise for its directing and writing and special effects and Moore's performance. The box office for the film grossed $77 to $82 million on a budget of $18 million. It became Movies. This is this distribution studio highest grossing film. Moore's performance earned her a Golden Globe Award, a Critics' Choice Award, and a Screen Actors Guild Award, as well as nominations for an Academy Award and a BAFTA Award, which is a British Academy Award. And we're not going to go over the plot. So it's written and directed by the same director, by the same person. Usually, you know what that means? Usually, I always joke about this. When you see a movie that's written, directed, and produced by the same person, it's usually a vanity project that stars the same person. But thank God this was not a Neil Breen film, although those are good in their own way. But I don't know. Let me get to I have to write the format down stuff because I forget stuff. But okay, I know the first one's easy. Jeff, what are your overall thoughts and impressions of The Substance?
Well, I think the substance of the substance. To me, it was a little bit of a kind of a weird infinity window. Kind of, that's the word I'll put on it, because it stars an aging Demi Moore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And part of the plot is Demi Moore's character aging out of her aerobicizer, hot girl role in some show in Hollywood for a second. And it's her Hollywood star on the walk. We got Quaid's Dennis character playing super slimy Hollywood producer so well. So I mean, just he was repulsive, just repulsive. And but back to the Infinity Window thing. It was weird as Matt and I watched it last night, I was thinking to myself, this is strange. This is a story about how grotesque Hollywood can be, about just surface looks. You have to be not perfect, but you have to be perfect, if that makes sense. You have to have the face, the hair, the eyes, the lips, the hips, the boobs, all of it. And as you get older, especially if you're a female actor, I'm sure it gets kind of rough getting parts, stuff like that. So it was almost like looking into a mirror or an infinity window. It was a movie about movies, and that's kind of what I got from it. But it also at the same time, it was a pretty good body horror movie. It had some pretty gnarly parts, and I sniffed a little bit of Stanley Kubrick in there, and at least that's what my eyes saw. And as it went on, it grabbed me from the beginning, didn't let go, and I enjoyed it. And all around, and to encapsulate, I think it was a good watch. There was quite a few different messages in it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get into that too, especially with the underlying themes. But oh man, also, you could also say, be careful what you wish for, right? But great cast. This part right here is the most disturbing part. But yeah, I mean, Dennis Quaid probably been around a lot of sleazy TV executives, so he probably knew exactly all about that kind of thing. You got, also, I think it was brilliant casting, but we'll get into that later. Chad, what are your overall thoughts and impressions of The Substance?
Wow. I was not expecting that whatsoever. Yeah, I figured it was going to be kind of like a beauty drug or something, not some mishmash of Cronenberg and Raimi and Gilliam and Kubrick. It was insane in parts. I mean, I watch a lot of horror, right? But I've had a lot of medical procedures done. I've been around the medical field a lot. And maybe it's just, so I've seen some carnage, right? Both from myself and others. Or maybe it's getting older, but I was a little squeamish during some of that shit.
Me too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was good.
I squirmed in my chair several times. Me and Jeff were watching it last night. I'm like, I would do like this. Oh, damn. Like that every now and then. That's a good sign for a horror movie, though.
Right. Yep.
All right. Is that it? You got any more to add?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Fable, what are your overall thoughts on this substance?
Yeah, man, I was absolutely floored by this movie. I loved it. I was not expecting what I saw, just like Chad said. First of all, I was just captivated by its fidelity, right? It's very sharp, very colorful, very high fidelity movie, high resolution.
Yeah.
Love the way they used in the film, right? The way they did that captured me immediately. It had some amazing performances. I mean, Demi Moore being nominated was just right. I mean, I heard she had got nominated, but now I understand why she got nominated. She did a phenomenal job in this film. Her performance, as well as everybody else in the film, was definitely fantastic. I love the messages or the few themes that were going on. I actually kind of was relating to some of it in a lot of ways because kind of getting, I'm not a model and my job doesn't depend on my looks or none of that shit. But I could understand getting older and feeling like the world is passing you by, kind of thing. So I was also relating to this film. Yeah, it was just I was absolutely floored, and I'm super happy that I got to watch this because I saw all the influences in it, but I also saw something brilliant, something new, like this visual storytelling, this audio storytelling that was happening at the same time. So yeah, man, we need more. We need more of the substances in film, modern film. Is it for everybody? Yeah, I was talking to my boy Brucifer last night, telling him I was gonna watch this. He's like, body horror. Hell no. He doesn't like the body horror. And I understand that for sure. But I think it's done to a degree that's meant to tell something, right? Even like the way they portray Demi Moore's character. She's old and broken, but she's beautifully broken. If that makes any sense at all, you know what I mean? There's a beauty to her nature. So yeah, no, I was floored. I enjoyed it immensely, and I think this is probably with time going to be a movie classic, man.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of I don't know. I just love we'll get into all this stuff later, but I love the casting, the cinematography. I like the camera work, everything so far. I mean, I didn't. It's hard to watch at some points, but like we said, that's a good sign of a good horror movie, like Cronenberg or anybody like that. Wes Craven. I think Chad said Sam Raimi.
Cronenberg would definitely be proud.
Yeah.
Cronenberg was probably Cronenberg's wet dream, this movie, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Robbie, what are your overall thoughts on the substance?
I mean, I'm going to echo a lot of what has been said. I wasn't expecting that movie at all. I had heard how great this movie was when it was coming out. Everybody was saying it was one of the best of the year, one of the best horror films of the year. And I just never got around to watching it. And I knew about all the Oscar hype and all that. So in my head, I'm thinking it's some kind of pretentious A24 from 5-6 years ago kind of movie, Oscar bait. I understood that it had a message about aging and beauty and things like that, especially in Hollywood. So I was in there, and as the movie starts, I'm like, all right, this is what I'm expecting. Oh, yep, you're right, Big Jeff. The Kubrick immediately, the bathroom, the hallway, everything, right?
Yeah.
So many influences y'all mentioned. I'll just throw one out there. Stuart Gordon. I think this movie's got a nice dash of Stuart Gordon in there.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the movie, and then it takes the cool when you find out what it actually is. Like I thought, Chad, it was just some kind of serum that's gonna whatever. I didn't realize it was creating a whole separate person or whatever. So that was interesting and cool and gnarly, and all the body horror stuff there was neat. And then it starts getting really titillating, and I'm sitting here, I'm just whew, this movie is it hot in here? What's going on in this movie? Right? And then it twists again, and it has this kind of single white female vibe for a moment, right? Where they're kind of both pitted against each other, and then in the end of the movie, and I'm so this is a dream sequence, right? Maybe. Who knows? This movie is unhinged. It is crazy. It is powerful. It is impactful. It is important. It is all of those things and what everybody else has said, and I am wowed by this movie, man. I knew people told me it was good and I would like it, but I had no idea that they actually meant it this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, the substance, man, this was awesome.
My first time was watching it last night with Jeff, Robbie, and I did not have full frontal Demi Moore on my bingo card.
So, me neither.
But it's done in such a great way to accentuate the story, right? It's not just gratuitous.
Yeah.
It's not gratuitous at all.
Yeah, the nudity has a point. It's sexy for a reason.
Yeah, me and Jeff said in 1995, she'd done this, the tabloids would have just their brains would have exploded.
Well, Qualley, but it's Margaret Qualley, right? The
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
She's an up and coming starlet, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not, super deep.
You
into all
know,
this stuff.
if Demi had done this in 1995, she would have been Margaret's character.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
But
And that also would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
But there used to be this kind of hoity-toity thing in Hollywood in the 80s and 90s. I think, from what I remember being a kid, that if a female was too free with her nudity very early in her career, they were looked down upon. They were looked like you're not a real thing. And I'm thinking, wow, Margaret Qualley puts it all out there in this movie. Not a lot, but it's out there. It's there.
Right.
I'm thinking.
It
kind of made me feel old.
In today's era, it's still a risk.
Yeah, it's done in a manner
Like
though. Where
Hollywood switch hands to better people.
But it's not like one of those cheesecake movies where it's like, oh, they just did that so they can show women naked. This is like actually at a point to
It's
so
like a Hostel type situation, right?
Yeah,
Where it's like there's a lot of sexy fun times at the beginning of Hostel, and then it just turns into a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
And that's a nightmare version of this false sensuality that you're being sold, right?
It's like it also showed it like at the first you're kind of this is some of the guys are going to be like this is hot, man, and then later on it shows nudity, you're like, holy shit, no, I don't want to watch that. So it's like every aspect of it, right? Clint, what are your overall thoughts about this movie?
This is one of the least subtle movies you're ever gonna watch.
Oh yeah,
right? I call this beauty horror. I think it's opened a door for its own category, beauty horror. It's straightforward, it's grotesque, it's satirical, it's uncomfortable. There's 100% commitment to the shit show that is here, and I love that. So yeah, and it took vulnerability and some real acting chops to pull this movie off, and it delivered.
And what's great about it is you have the main character, Demi Moore, is and it's like a dynamic. You have, like we heard, I think Molly was talking about it. Margaret Qualley is an up and coming star right now. Her star is on the rise. You got Demi Moore, an established actress. It's been around for a while. Who's her star is not what it used to be, and sadly, that's the nature of Hollywood. Is they kind of explore in this movie, because I remember an interview with Deborah Winger, and she was told by her agent when she turned 40, "You're going to have a hard time getting movies now." And she's like, "But she's a great actor." Deborah Winger was a great actress. She is a great actress. But the fact of the matter is, when she get, especially females, because if you notice, like Sean Connery, like he was, people considered him a sex symbol into the '60s, right? Like even the '70s, like, and they would team him with some woman in her late 20s or 30s. Same thing with Tom Selleck and these guys. So it's kind of like the Hollywood double standard kind of thing. I think they really go into that. Go ahead, Jack.
I think we might have kind of moved past that, though. I was recently having a conversation with someone about this, because, a lot of leading men, Jimmy Stewart, let's say Ed Harris, like these, they weren't like George Clooney. Like if you look at the stars nowadays, like you don't have that middle-aged male guy. It's like Eric Powell or like just these Ken dolls, right? I don't think you have the leading man, like the mature man role as much anymore.
But I guess that this might be changing a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like I think what it kind of shows you, and it's not just Hollywood.
No,
our culture is obsessed with the youth. You know what I mean? Like you're being more youthful, or like we see all these commercials for L'Oreal or Oil of Olay or some kind of skin cleanser, or this right here is going to make you. They're doing advertisements for Ozempic on TV now. So
have you guys heard of looks maxing? The term looks maxing.
No.
It's like for guys, if they want a more angular jaw, more striking features, they hit themselves in the face and like damage their bones, so
What?
it grows. Yeah, so it grows back, like creates scar tissue or something, and gives them more striking features.
Interesting.
Wow.
I love Bo's
Yeah.
comment, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, watching this movie, like, would I do this? You know? And then I'm like, no, I have no self-control. I like, it's just can't end well. You know? And
There you go, Bo.
I spent so many years convincing myself that I'm beautiful just the way I am, that I don't need this shit.
That's
Also,
right.
like me and Jeff pointed out to each other last night, that all this stuff that's happening to Demi Moore's character and Margaret Qualley, who's her other you, they're doing it to themselves. They're only hurting themselves in the end. Like, it's just like, what are y'all doing? Like, it's just gonna catch up with you, especially at the end of it when she goes crazy and like just starts sticking that needle in her spine. Oh my God, I couldn't. And they were unflinching about that shit. They just show that needle go straight in. They're like, oh my God, I can't. But all right, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip it up, switch it up this time. Every now and then I'm gonna alternate it so everybody gets a chance to go, earlier. So Cliff, I'm gonna start with you this time. Casting. What is the character? Oh, and by the way, if you pick the same character, it's okay. Just try to give a few different thoughts that the other person gave on it, because, like we said, it's a very small cast, kind of like with the I think I can't remember what it was we reviewed the other day, but there was only like 3 people in it. So, but anyway, Cliff, what is a cast member you'd like to highlight, and why did you pick that actor?
I am going with Dennis Quaid. All right. This guy, he is smug. He is predatory. He's completely disconnected from humanity. He is the machine behind beauty standards. He goes full on loud, grotesque. My God, I don't think I could have shrimp for a long time now. You know?
Oh God.
He's cartoonishly slimy, and you would think that would be bad, but no. I know people like him, and that's what's so right there. There's a level of disgust that his character just brings to the table, because I hate grotesque capitalism. He's grotesque capitalism, the hypocrisy of aging, which you got into a little bit, Matt. I hate it. The institutionalization of the male gaze. He is these things on screen. So yeah, I really dug it. I love to hate him, and I love when somebody makes me feel that way.
Yeah, and like there's a creepy scene at the end of it. I only got one clip. The intro, I only got 2 clips. The intro I played and this one, because it just stands out to me, because you got all these old white dudes that are supposed to be telling people what the standard of beauty in Hollywood is, right?
Smile! That's what we want!
And we'll get into the music later, because the score, oh my God. I don't want to say too much. I feel like I'm so excited about this movie that I want to talk about it all, everything like that one movie, everything all at once, which I'm going to review on this channel too soon, by the way, because that movie's freaking awesome. Anyway, Cliff, you got anything else to add before we go on?
Repulsive, memorable, symbolic. Thank you, Dennis Quaid, for being a complete monster.
You think Dennis Quaid?
No consequences, by the way.
Yeah.
No consequences.
Cliff, do you think his performance was inspired by people he may have ran across in Hollywood in his?
Oh, absolutely, because I was disgusted at how I felt watching him. I'm like, oh my God, I've met people like this too.
Yeah.
You
want to take a shower after you watch him, like especially after he eats that shrimp.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I want to take a shower all week long with the movies that y'all are throwing at me left, right, and center. Good Lord. Like I've never been so showered up. I'm in the morning showers and evening showers. I'm just disgusted.
Raleigh, casting. Who was what member of the cast would you like to highlight, sir?
Well, I mean, there's lots of great characters, lots of great performances. I could say Hollywood is a character in this movie. I could talk about the voice on the phone and go deep into like just the cold and calculated like Faustian nature of the devil and his deal, and it's all about the word of it and all that. That's really neat. But my favorite character, and I won't go too into it, but Monstro Liza Sue, or whatever the hell that thing's name was at the end, that thing was awesome. That was awesome. Like Demi Moore's head sticking out of the back. A titty came out of somewhere at one point and just popped out, man. And like,
She got a set of teeth in her chest right here, below her collarbone, Robbie. Look at that.
Yeah, this thing is freaking awesome. It's gnarly, great special effects, and you get this. It's tragic. At the same time, it's like wild. It's wild, and I love it. So that's mine. There you go.
And she takes has the one strand of hair. She tries to curl it.
She just burns it off. Oh man, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Man, and it also kind of had that. You know how she's like, "But it's me. It's still me." And it's kind of like it reminded me of the Elephant Man. Do you remember? He's like, "I'm not an animal."
A lot of the Elephant Man, and I also feel like if you remember in the first X-Men movie, Senator Kelly just like turns into a blob and disappears. This could be the end result, like down the drain and then pops out, and this is what we got, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's gnarly. It's so cool. It's like a little bit of the Thing too, right? Where it's just all like rolling up. So cool.
It totally
Eyeball,
reminded me
teeth,
of The Fly.
titty.
Cronenberg.
Yeah, The Fly. Yeah.
We also kind of had the we'll get into it later. I don't know. I'm gonna get into it now. I mentioned one earlier. I don't know why I kept thinking of Gremlins. I told Jeff, I said they're gonna feed the fucking Gremlins after midnight. That's exactly. It's like you gotta follow these rules every 7 days.
Brother, when she threw in the at the end, she threw in. I keep wanting to call it the reagent, right? Because that's like I think there's a reference to that. But like when the activator or whatever, and then you see the eyeball, like, and I'm like, oh my god, there's like Demi Moore's gonna start popping out of her, man, like Gremlins, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do that. We're like, no, don't do that. It's our totally only single use only. All right, Fable. What is a cast member you'd like to highlight in this film?
I just wanted to add to that Sue Demi Moore monster. That you see the orifice, like something's gonna come out of it, and the last thing you expect is a tit.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you like titties, right? Here's a tit for you. I just thought it was brilliant. But I'm gonna highlight Demi Moore. I thought she was absolutely fantastic. I think she did such a great job of playing somebody that afraid of losing her looks, her position in Hollywood. I thought she did a great job of being sort of a hypocrite, right? Because they're treating her like shit, but she doesn't say anything. She knows that she's just as superficial as they are. That's what you know what I mean? That's what her value comes from, her worth, her self-worth. This job of doing what she does. So I loved how she played that. I loved how she went down the rabbit hole of kind of insanity, right? We're in March Madness, when she was starting to become decrepit, and when she was doing that cooking shit and with the chicken and shit. Oh, when she burned the chicken, she was like, "Look at that! That's fucking crazy." Yeah, she started really going nuts in this movie, and I just totally felt bad for her. It made me feel so sad for her because the thing is, somebody had said something about her plastic surgery in her face or whatever. Regardless, she's still a beautiful woman, and at her age, she still got it. I mean, I would. I don't know about you guys, but I'd go down that road with her. You know what I'm saying? I know what Ashton Kutcher was looking at when he saw her. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a couple of cracks in the skin and a couple of bags under the eyes, and maybe stuff is a little more. It is what it is. But she's still gorgeous, and her realizing how beautiful she was before she became decrepit was the most right? Because she broke her picture, because she felt like she was look at this old lady or whatever. And then later, when she actually became an old lady, and she looked at her the way she looked prior to that, she's like, "Fuck me! I would do anything to go back to that." The shit she was running away from the phone, and I think she portrayed that shit so perfectly. So Demi Moore absolutely deserved the freaking nomination. And shit, I don't know who she was going against, but I would have gave her the Oscar.
Yeah, I can't remember who she went against. If somebody could look it up, maybe. But yeah, I don't know who she lost to. But well, I don't know. I don't think she's had that much work done. Honestly, like as compared to like some people I've seen in Hollywood, like Joan Rivers' daughter, Melissa Rivers. Lord have mercy. Mickey Rourke.
But I think that's all part of it, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I think they chose her in a lot of ways. I don't know how she got the role or whatever, but I think that was a part of it, right? Like her trying to keep her youth. They picked somebody that obviously had work done. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense. Like I think it played into her character perfectly.
Yes. Yeah. Like I mean, there are worse plastic surgery jobs. Mickey Rourke, for God's sakes. He looks like he just opened the Ark of the Covenant. Okay. So, all right.
Anyway, he drank from the wrong grail.
Yeah. You chose unwisely. All right, Chad. What's a cast member you would like to highlight their performance?
There's not a whole lot that I can think of, but I'll leave the other main one for you guys. I'm gonna go with Fred. The date that got stood up from Elizabeth. Yeah. Like I thought that guy played the part brilliantly. Like just awkward, you know. Like he's running into a high school, or I mean, what were they? Grade school homeroom friends or something. Yeah. And he's just smitten. And then to get the phone call, and he kept saying, "Oh, I'm in shock. He can't even respond. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, I felt bad for him too. He got stood up there at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's probably better for him that he got stood up. Let's do it.
Yep, true.
We didn't need to bring him into this, man.
Yeah, you're right. He probably dodged the bullet, fellow. Because I mean, like, let's face it, she was already. That's why I picked this one for Madness, because you can tell, and I'm glad I did. I was kind of uncertain at first. I'm like, should I pick this for March Madness? But no. She's going down the rabbit hole of madness all the way. She rides it to the end because she just, as much as she wants it to go back, then she just, we'll get into that later. But
they both do, honestly.
They both go mad.
Or whatever it is, or offspring. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah, totally. It's almost like we on Verno's channel a few years ago in March Madness, we did Black Swan, and I got vibes of Black Swan in here too, right? But they're the same person, which is interesting. So,
yeah, definitely. Jeff, what is performance you would like to highlight in this film?
I got to double up on Elizabeth Sparkle with Fable. Cliff said it in the beginning. It's a brave role for Demi Moore to do, especially because part of the message of the movie is the aging actress and how your relevancy gets taken away, and roles disappear. You're not as competitive as the fresh young faces that are coming up, and this movie just blares that right in your face. It's not hidden or anything like that. You don't have to look for it. It's right there. And she's playing the role of the aged out actress while she's an aged out actress. Not saying that she's an aged out actress, but like she's at that point in her career. Some could argue. I'm sure there's many Demi Moore fans out there like, what are you talking about? She's still got it. She's got, but she's not 22-year-old Demi Moore anymore. She's just not. You can't. Father Time is undefeated. Sorry. Society's crappy.
I still think she looks good.
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
Actually, you know what? When watching the beginning of this movie, I was like, yo, I would put her in a remake of The First Wives Club. I'd do it. You know?
So
Absolutely.
her fully nude scene, I'm looking at her and I'm with Fabe. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
damn. For her age,
Yeah.
and I know she's got makeup on, and I get it. But,
Keep
but she
in
still
mind
looks
she's
good.
yeah. Keep in mind she's 60 years old when she filmed this movie.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty damn good looking. She took pretty good care of herself for being. But anyway, that's beside the point. I'm going with her, and that's what I mean by the infinity window. It's like she's playing a role of kind of a real life situation. You know what I mean? In a situation that she's really in real life to a degree, not like this. And also, this movie, she threw me a curveball because the way she was let go from her position, I thought what she was going to do with the younger her was come back and just wreak havoc on Dennis Quaid's character and the whole Hollywood establishment with the younger her. And that's not what happened. That's not what happened. And yeah, I think she hit it out of the park. And I looked it up real quick. She lost the Oscar to somebody named Mikey Madison for their role in Anora. I have no idea who that is or what movie that is, but
Anora won Best Picture that year. Yeah.
Okay. So that's who she lost to. But my hat's off to her. She did a brave and fantastic freaking job.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, I guess I'm going to go with one of the characters we didn't pick, just because she's very captivating. I think her mother is Andie MacDowell.
Yeah.
Margaret Qualley. I thought she did great in this role, playing the younger version of Demi Moore, basically. And I thought she was very captivating in this movie. And the first time I ever saw her was a movie called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And she's not got a very big part of it. She's part of the Manson family in it. And she's got a great chemistry with Brad Pitt in the movie, though, a little bit. Although it's kind of creepy, but I mean, at least Brad Pitt was trying to be a gentleman. Or what's his name? Oh, I can't remember Cliff. What's his name? Cliff. Is his name Cliff or something?
I think so. Yeah.
But anyway, we're not talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But she's got this like you saw the intro. She's like, everybody take care of yourself. And she's all this bubbly, but she's just as bad as Demi Moore. Like she's just so she's kind of like, reminds me of like the dynamic between her and Demi Moore, who they're not on camera together much. They don't really share a lot of scenes together, but it's kind of like she's like the bratty teenager, and then like she leaves this fucking mess out in the apartment, and then Demi Moore has to get up, and she wakes up and has to clean all her shit up. You know what I mean? She's wanting to party I don't know. I really liked her in this movie. I don't know what else to say about it, but I mean, she's beautiful. But she it was like this bubbly personality, but there was something darker beneath it. Like I felt like that the whole time. But yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah,
when she did this movie. I mean, sorry.
When she went hog wild on Demi Moore, kicked her across the room, and then when she held the fucking face against the mirror, and you're like, oh, this is the part where she's gonna feel bad for you. Nope.
Wow.
I love it. And you're right, dude. She is beautiful, but can we also shout out the other beautiful body in this movie? It's the second dude that she was sleeping with, not the first one, but the second dude. The one that's like, are you all right? Are you all right? And then luckily he got away too, because he just got locked out. And I guess he just was like, all right, I'm out. This is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, they kind of had a hairy ass, bro.
Yeah.
No, like I don't know, and she's famous for doing that.
Diego, right? It was Diego.
Yeah. Margaret kind of plays into that, sex pot type. Like when the neighbor comes over, going, "What the fuck are you doing over there?" She was like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Oh, he's like." Oh, his mood totally changes when he sees Margaret Qualley come to the door.
Dude, what about when he's like, "Hey, I just watched your special. You want to hang out or something?"
Yeah, fucking chose, man. That guy, also the neighbor. Let's talk about him since somebody picked
Oh,
him. That
yeah.
guy was just like this dude, like me and Jeff said, this guy has way more confidence than he really deserves to have.
Yeah.
He's got to look in the mirror, but I'm going to talk about the style and structure. I'll just start a little bit. I just want to start a little bit on this one because I think what's great about this movie is like the colors just pop. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I almost feel like it was in the 80s or something, even though this doesn't take place in the 1980s, but like just a few things, and like also like some of the tracking shots, especially in these hallways, they're just like set it up perfectly at the beginning. With Demi Moore, Elizabeth Sparkle walks out of the studio to record her show. She's walking down the hall, and you walk by all these pictures of her. She's getting progressively older in these posters, and like she has to look at this. Like, imagine that somebody that's vain has to see that every day when they walk out of work, see what they used to look like, and like it kind of touches on these subjects of like people trying to hold on to their youth, kind of like how it's guys get older, and we don't want to talk about all like the Bruce Springsteen says in the song, the glory days, right? Boring stories of glory days, and also just I don't know the way they use the sound with the film. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's just amazing, and like there's some great shots. Like even the beginning intro video I played. Like I love when they show the camera lens. Like it almost looks like it's alive or something. It moves in the focusing, and it goes to her. And it also this movie's like really goes all in with the. It's got like it shifts gears, and I think I don't know if this makes any sense, guys, but I think the cinematography shifts gears when it gets more to the body horror, like the way they edit it and stuff, and the one thing else they do in this movie is like something that Cronenberg and some of these Italian horror directors were known for a lot is unflinching looks at something. They don't turn away. Like, okay, good examples like in American Psycho, when he kills Paul Allen's character, all you hear is the thud and him swinging the axe, but you don't see the axe hitting. If that had been an Italian horror film, they would have showed every time the axe hit him. It would have showed like every time, like everything. So there's argument to be made for both. But this one was like, I think for this it's kind of good because, you got it. It's got to be unflinching. But I'll start. I think Jeff turned his camera off. So Jeff, are you there? Or you need? All right, we'll start with.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. What do you think of the style and structure of this film? And the writing, all that cinematography.
Well, I think the writing is great. It's a great story. I think I really love the style, how it was shot. Like Fable was talking about it, how everything was super polished. You know what I mean? Had that real high, like you said, the high fidelity kind of look to it. And I think it's also like in a way shooting the movie that way is also speaking to how that's Hollywood. Everything has to be super perfect and polished, Even like Elizabeth Sparkle's apartment is that kind of rich Hollywood, artsy, kind of minimalist looking type feel to it, Yep. Everything is perfect and polished and all that, and the yin to that yang is when they don't follow the rules, then shit goes off the rails, and it goes the needle goes from this side all the way to this side, and you got tits popping out of holes and faces stuck and shit. And so
what part of this movie really traumatized y'all the most? I could tell.
It was bad, Cliff. It wasn't good. It hurt me. It hurt me.
As hell, bro.
Come on. It was like a boob with an umbilical cord or something, man. It's not right. Not right.
Still not worse than see this guy shovel shrimp in his mouth.
Yeah, I was more disturbed by that man shoveling shrimp in his mouth, symbolizing how the corrupt devour everything that is our lives. I was more upset about that. And I don't know about the rest of you, but the last two movies that these people have me running around watching, like I had a dream where I was a pregnant woman and Militia was trying to rip the baby out of me. So that's it. I'm like, once you've gone down that rabbit hole, you know, a titty popped out of a monster doesn't feel like much.
Well, like, hey,
buddy.
I just reviewed a movie last week, Cliff, where the guy says, "I think your old lady's cooch rusted my gun barrel." So, yeah.
Dude, watch Beast of No Nation and report back to me.
Okay. Oh, I've seen that. That movie's bad. That movie's bad.
Yeah, there you go. Like bad, and like it's beautifully executed. You just feel horrible after.
Yeah. All right. Chad, same thing. Style, structure, writing, cinematography.
Yeah, the writing style structure were point on. Like I didn't feel like there was any wasted time. I was so engaged that I didn't want it to end, but so uncomfortable in certain parts I kind of did.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, but I wanted it to keep going. Like, okay, where's the slime gonna go at the end? Right? Like, yeah. So the writing, the style, the structure, all point on. The cinematography blew me away. Like I said in the beginning, the different directorial influences, Kubrick, man, that's undeniable. And Cronenberg, and then like you guys are saying about the colors and stuff, I can't believe I did not put that together. Thank you, Robbie. The Stuart Gordon Reanimator reagent, like that slipped my mind. That's one of my 5 movies that you have to like to be my friend, and I didn't put that together. What the hell? Yeah, but everything was great. Even okay, they kept referencing the Matrix, right? Like even the shot in the bathroom. If you look at how off kilter it is, and then you look at the tiles, there's a bunch of shots that symbolize like a Matrix. There's just so many little Easter egg kind of things in there.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about you guys, but the ending, like I was laughing my ass off. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
It goes into like 1950s schlocky like horror, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the Blob and Sloth from Goonies had a baby,
yeah,
there may be like the Elephant Man and Sloth had hooked up or something. They could possibly have a baby. It might explain what we saw at the end, but like also it kind of had Carrie vibes at the end.
Yeah.
You know,
like
to me
Sloth,
it
the Thing.
Yeah.
With that amount of blood spraying, that's where I got the Sam Raimi influence.
Yeah.
Like that's what it reminded me of. Just like a geyser of blood everywhere, you know.
I'm convinced that I'm convinced that Sam Raimi just did that so he could just have an excuse to spray fake blood all over Bruce Campbell just as a prank.
Yeah. He did like torturing him.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, Fables. What do you think of the cinematography and everything in this film?
Well, cinematography is fantastic. Like I said earlier, it has this really hi-fi, high fidelity, high resolution, super colorful, almost like a fucking 8K 40-inch Samsung TV. It's just like made perfectly for that kind of shit.
This movie would be perfect with big screen TV.
Yeah. And then them turning that beauty on its head, right? Just fucking it all up with the food and spraying all the places up with blood and just messing this whole place up. But Jeff hit on something that I really wanted to highlight. Besides the practical prosthetic effects, I think amazing. The suit that Demi Moore wears, that fucking old lady suit with the tits just freaking
hunchback
for that shit, and her ass was all disgusting. Beautiful work. I mean, I don't know who put that together. Give that person a raise, man. Give him a job. Because sometimes I think that world is dying. So I'm glad that it's alive and well when I see this kind of thing. The back, right? How her back opens and shit like that. Love it. But I want to highlight set design. I think set design is what shines bright in the movie. And when I said Jeff hits upon it, the apartment, the way the apartment is designed, the giant window, the hallway, the blue hallway that they always seem to go up and down, the giant pictures. Right? She's got a huge picture of her. The lady has the billboard right outside that window. The white bathroom, the pristinely white bathroom. Things like that. The restaurant, the alleyway where she goes to get the stuff. The way that looks. I think the sets and the on-location shots are brilliant. I think they tell the story just as well as any of the acting, anything else that brings it to life. Audio is big in this movie. So we might touch on it on music, but I think the audio is a big thing with this thing, man.
Yes. Yes.
Everything has a sound. Everything has a sound. Touching anything, slobber, like you said, when Dennis Quaid in the pool, you hear everything. And what was so awesome was when that voice came on, the one she talks to, right? The way that overpowered the audio, man. It's like he was in the room, like there's a substance and whatever, and they're talking on the TV. The way that audio came through, just fantastic stuff. So style, I think this is a home run in style and structure. Love the structure as well, man. It introduces the story very well, and then it unravels and unravels. So we get to like that crazy.
It's like unraveling the thread of a sweater. It's like unraveling the thread of a sweater.
Yeah,
It's
so regular in the beginning, even though all the style and all that shit is there. It's just telling the story very subtly, like Cliff said earlier. It's subtle, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, God, they took the wheels off this bitch, and like Robbie said earlier, is that a dream? I don't know, but I love it.
Did you guys pick up on the fact that they kept giving her off ramps? They kept asking her at different points through this whole thing, do you want to stop now?
Yeah.
Do you want to stop now? And like Fable said, where she has to go to get this stuff is somewhere she wouldn't go normally.
With
and even the door to get in doesn't open all the way. It's like, how sure are you? Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah, they gave her every reason in the world to not do this. Every reason in the world. She had so many stop gaps. People would have stopped at certain points, and she just kept going through all of it.
Yeah, you can get off the ride right now. You can stop the whole thing if you want to get off the ride.
Yeah.
Your choice.
Yeah, style and structure is fantastic in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I like what Cliff thought. He said, I cannot tell you the last time I heard tits this much. And there's a running joke by Doll about big gay tits. All right, Robbie, style and structure. What are your thoughts?
This movie is style, but it's also the substance. Anyway, the style of this movie is absolutely fantastic, man. Fable was talking about the colors, the use of color, the draining of color, right? Like that bathroom, which I think might be a subtle nod to James Wan and Lee Whannell's work in Saw. So this movie is style, and part of its style is referencing all these other great moments in horror, right? Like from The Shining to The Evil Dead to Reanimator, any kind of horror. And one of the things I love is that this could have easily been one of those elevated horror movies, as if they just discovered that horror could actually tell a great story with deep thematic reasoning, right? But it could easily be that, but it has this wonderful love and appreciation for horror and for horror with themes, which has been done forever and ever. Lots of influence by the Italian directors, like you mentioned, stuff like that. But I love how the movie kind of starts very deliberate. Everything is very intentional. It's very Kubrick, and then it kind of ratchets up a little bit and gets a little bit more quick in its pace, especially when we're going back and forth. And then it just completely unhinges everything in that third act. So the structure of it is great. at the beginning, I felt like the movie was going a little long because I was like, why is this movie 2 hours and 20 minutes? The show's in 2 hours and 30 minutes. I need to like watch this movie right now. I thought it'd be 2 hours at most. But man, it was riveting all the way through. I was wanting to see it. And I love how clean and precise certain things are. But then when we get to like all those titillating gazy shots, right? They have this like lack of focus where everything's kind of like it's almost plastic like. Right?
Yeah.
It shows how fake it is, and then to juxtaposition that against some of the like the aging effects, like with the finger and then the foot, that stuff was really horrible. Like the fear of aging, man. I mean, like I wake up and my back starts hurting. I'm like, man, this isn't cool. I can't do what I used to do. It's not neat. I was just got back from Orlando, and everybody in my crew at some point throughout the week, at some point, each and every one of us had to go back to the hotel room and take a nap and meet back up with everybody. Like, what? This has never happened in my life. But the style of the movie is great. It's beautiful. It's incredibly well shot. It's utilizing so many different influences and bringing them all together to create something truly original and unique and visionary. And that's what the best music does. And that's why I don't understand why people get weird about that in film or in comics or something like that, because music does it all the time. And I love it. I think it's definitely unique and visionary, and something I'm definitely going to be buying on 4K because it is.
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It also makes me want to look at what other projects this director has done and what they might be doing, because I think they're one to watch, Robbie. I think it's somebody to keep an eye out for.
Absolutely. Like, was this their first film or anything like that? Does anybody know? Like,
I don't know. Somebody look it up. Look up the. You can't.
I thought you had the Wikipedia up, Matt. What's going on, man?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I like to delegate. Okay, Robbie, come on now. You're calling me out.
I'm not telling you how to run your show. I'm not Cliff on comics. Okay.
That's right, baby. Who loves
The only
you?
the only other movie they've directed as a feature as a director is called Revenge for 2017.
Coralie Fargeat.
Oh, she directed an episode of The Sandman.
Yes, she did.
Okay.
And she's a French filmmaker.
Oh, French. All right. That's why I couldn't say her last
That
name.
explains a lot, actually.
Yeah.
The lack of fear diving into these topics. It's great.
Yeah. Well, like, I don't know that an American director could have made this film, to be honest with you. Now, you think about it, I don't know that if they would have had the balls to do some of the choices that they make in this movie. But Cliff, what are your thoughts about the style and structure, the writing and cinematography?
Well, I got Cronenberg with a splash of Dario Argento. That's what I was getting.
Yeah,
right?
there you go. Yeah.
It's very hyper stylized, neon, sterile whites, lots of mirrors, and you notice there's a focus on that when the movie is not full roller coaster, right? Everything's like that, like everything's bright, like she's got a brighter outfit, and like the room is sterile,
Yeah.
and so they were really intentional in making things pop. Also, the bathroom, my God, the bathroom is basically a character. It's so well executed, because like when she puts the activator down, and the activator is that luminescent green,
The bathroom is a canvas.
Yeah, no, the bathroom is a canvas, and it's a trap, and it's it's part of the horror of the film. There's like classic horror, and then there's like part of the psychological horror that's taking place, right? Because she is just completely willing to give up of herself, and how many of us are? And like, can I say that I wouldn't be tempted if I saw this shit? I don't know. Maybe I would take a substance. Maybe I go, whoa, I had my one good time. That was a lot of fun. I'm not coming back. Do you want to get off this ride? Yes, sir. I want to get off this ride. Thank you. Just let me know what I got to do now. But no, it's like, anyhow, I found the movie. First of all, did you also notice that the editing and the pacing of the movie also increased? Right? Like that was so intentional.
Got more frenetic.
Yeah, and then like the last act of the movie is completely unhinged. Just wildly off the rails, and it's fantastic.
It's a very, I love that you mentioned Argento because it's a very like Italian jolly type thing, right?
Yeah.
And in fact, I don't think this is near as good of a film, but it is, I think, an underappreciated film, even by me when I first watched it. But James Wan's Malignant has that kind of thing too. It starts slow. This is a character study. And then all of a sudden it goes into like a procedural type thing. And then it just goes nuts.
Yeah. Also, you could
Evil.
also say the pacing kind of reminds me of a Metallica song.
You know,
Okay.
Because you know how like it'll start out like a little noodling and then it'll build up to like yeah.
But you know what else I got from this too, and I love this movie. But the movie, like, it's a movie I really enjoyed, but it makes me cry, and I really can't watch it. It really just breaks my heart. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
And I feel like this had this, like, you know how this movie was just capturing all these elements. I really felt like it was capturing a little bit of that too. So I don't know. I just feel like the right people really came to the table to tell this story wildly over the top, but yet extremely captivating. And I
agree.
I hope that's a good summary of style and structure. I'm trying to be better every time at this.
You're doing good.
You guys
Cliff.
got it.
You're doing great, Cliff.
I don't know how good I'm doing, to be honest with you. I'm hosting the show tonight.
You're doing great, man. You should go watch My First Time with Robbie Ever. I'm a goddamn nightmare. You know, I just talk about everything. It's like, who's your favorite character? The entire cast.
Everybody.
I've seen Gary do that a couple of times on there. Like they were worried I was going to do it one night because I complimented. I said, "Don't worry, I only wanted to say something about the other actor, but to say, but yeah, you know, it's funny you mentioned Requiem for a Dream, Cliff, because when Robbie and Fable invited me to be a part of this March Madness, that was one of the movies I considered. But I figured, like, I don't know, like, I love that movie, but I was like, I didn't thought of having to watch some of the scenes again in that movie. I don't know if this makes any sense. It made me uncomfortable, that's a good thing. Like, I think if it's a good drama or a horror film, it's supposed to make you uncomfortable, like this movie does. This movie makes you completely uncomfortable from the rip.
We should do Discomfort December, but it's all holiday movies, but they make you uncomfortable or cringy, like, you know, like that's.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what it makes me cringe is the holiday movie is Santa Claus with muscles, because I wake up with nightmares in a cold sweat going, how did they get funding for this film? But now as far as like the only thing else I wanted to add to the style and structure is, I could totally see that Italian kind of horror influence in this film. I think this director's great. I'm going to look up this movie. I don't know that other movie that she directed, but it's probably a French film. But I could.
It is a French film. I looked it up. Said it was an action horror film. And knowing the little I know about French horror, especially like from that French new wave, like horror, the new wave of horror or whatever. Those movies are fucked up, man. And like, so there's like, have you ever seen the movie Martyrs from like, that movie, dude?
Fucking
Jesus.
crazy.
That movie gives me nightmares, man. I don't like thinking about it.
And for somebody that's an outsider to the Hollywood directing, they pretty much nailed it as far as like this. I don't know. Like, I told you a story about Deborah Winger, but if you notice, like, you know how many times I hear somebody say something like, "Oh, look at Denise Richards. She used to be pretty. She used to be beautiful. She used to be hot." And I'm like, I can't stand that, because I saw her. She was on, I think, Stephen Baldwin's podcast a couple of months ago, and like, she's still pretty. I don't get that.
Hell yeah.
But we have this like obsession with like youth and stuff like that. I think in this country, not just this country, in the world. But, and they're always, and people are like, and the great thing about the movie is the writing is excellent. Like, the entire time, who was it? Was it you, Jeff, that said they keep giving her a chance to back out, but she never turns away, even when she's got the termination syringe. She just can't break. She sees that billboard, and that's perfect framing. The way this billboard's right outside her apartment, so she sees the whole time what's going on with Sue, right? And like, she looked over and goes, "Oh my God, Tonight was her big night, and I'm going to terminate her from existing. And she just can't. But it's already too late. So he always waits
They're
till
the
it's too
same
late.
person. They're the same, even though they seem like
I know.
they're.
And like that's what I'm saying is the time you're doing this, you're doing it to yourself. The reason your finger is rotted off looking is because your character is just as big an egomaniac or maybe worse than you are. And it's almost like it makes you give an insight, I think, into what was Demi Moore's character, Elizabeth Sparkle, like when she was in her 20s. Was she that self-absorbed and arrogant, you know what I mean? And like selfish as the younger person that basically shits out of her, you can say.
Of course she was. I think Robbie nailed it when he said it's Faustian, straight up Faustian.
Yeah.
She made a deal with the devil.
Yep.
And she knows it, and she can't even get off of it.
And
she thought about it, but she can't do it.
There's a great quote I heard, I read in Spin magazine one time. One of my favorite artists and musicians of all time is Iggy Pop. And they asked him, they said, Iggy, have you ever thought about having work done, or plastic surgery? And he said, no, because I feel like I'm afraid if I get rid of my devils, my angels might leave too. And I thought that was a brilliant quote. I don't know. I just like that always stuck with me, because I see some of these people, it's not just Hollywood either, politics. You see these politicians or people that run certain whatever for the administrations, before and after, in their face, it looks like, what have you done to your face, honey? You know what I mean? It's just so it's like people are willing to go under the knife and do all this stuff, and people shoot poison into their faces, right? Botox.
Okay, especially it's not a literal poison,
No,
and
it's not poison.
They secured part of a toxin in nature to do the Botox that we have.
Oh, well, still, you're shooting up a toxin in your face.
And right, but it's still and that's your prerogative. If you want to feel good, go for it. I'm gonna get some Botox and fillers if this shit starts falling apart.
Yeah.
I just want to know who decided to take some toxins from some animal or some plant somewhere. How do we come across this?
Because animals do in nature, and they're like, oh, let's take this to a lab and see what we can do. Dude, the Manjaro that's helping me lose weight, the GLP-1, right? That is from a poison. One of the things the poison did is kill the appetite of the victim. And they're like, I wonder if we can isolate this. And they recreated it in a lab. And now diabetics and chubby
we're
doing better.
Isn't just for cosmetic reasons either. They use it medically.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to live longer. I would like to not die,
Well,
and
also, I get a vibe from
out there are brokenhearted because of the weight I've lost, but still.
And you know what? I couldn't help but think of. I don't know why. You're all gonna think I'm weird, probably. But I got this. It just made me think of the scene in Fight Club where he's getting the soap from the liposuction clinic. He's getting the fat from the liposuction clinic, and he's selling these women their own asses back to them. I heard it, and this right here is and also there's great foreshadowing, but they don't. You know how some movies, and we'll continue after this, but the next topic, but they will beat you over the head with foreshadowing to the point where we get it. But I didn't think they did that much in this movie. What I loved was the scene that I don't know what it was, but she goes into this diner because she gets scared after she goes to pick up the package, her second pickup. And there's this old man in the diner, kind of looking at her, right? And he starts telling her, he goes, "It's lonely, isn't it? Have to wait on this person." And he's go. She says, "I don't know what you're talking about." And you see the birthmark on his hand. You're like, "Oh shit!" So it's not all attractive to be it's making the deal with the devil. Definitely making the deal with the devil, or Lando Calrissian making a deal with Darth Vader. He's I alter the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further. So I just wanted an excuse to say that.
Matt wasn't happy with just the deal with the devil. He had to bring Vader into it, man. I love it.
Right. Well, I got to bring my own spin to it because I'm a nerd. But anyway, we'll go on to the next topic. And Cliff, I'll start with you this time. The soundtrack score. What did you think of the film score and sound design?
Wait, is it me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like I'm like I didn't hear my name. I just heard film before and etc. Oh my God. So I find, and again, like everything else in the movie, the intensity increases, right? Like the beginning of the film, the music has like a gentle pulse, and then very quickly, as the plot unfolds, the pulsing becomes anxiety inducing, right? Very like like it's very much like the nightclub effect,
Yeah.
like how many beats per minute can we jam in here, and then like there's an air of a beauty commercial, like there's something L'Oreal about it. Does anybody else like get that vibe with the music?
Yeah, I did too. Yeah.
Right. So like there's something like L'Oreal like turns Nightmare on Elm Street. Like something's going on there with the music. And yeah, I mean like, but I just felt like it was obviously it works. It works so freaking well, but it's like it's brilliant. It's weird, it's pulsy, it's synthetic, it's Maybelline. I mean, it's just all these things. So my thoughts on the music.
All right, Raleigh.
I love the music. It's done by a DJ, British DJ named Rafferty or something like that. I'm not familiar with his work. I just looked it up, but he's a DJ and he's done some television work, and this is the first feature film he's done. And it makes sense that it's a DJ because it's pulsy, like you were saying, Cliff. So it does have those moments of like,
Yes.
And when it first started, I was like, oh, this is gonna be one of those womp scores. They're like womp.
Yeah.
Ever since Inception and Dark Knight, everybody wants to do that shit, right? But it then, as the movie and its style and its pace and its structure and its unhingingness, as it starts picking up, so does the music, and it starts picking up different pieces. There's like intense strings throughout. There's that Maybelline, that party music kind of vibe, but with an ominous tone behind it. I thought the music was incredible and just as much of a figure in this movie as anything else, including the cinematography and the performances, right? And the sound design goes right in conjunction with that. The shrimp scene that y'all keep talking about, and it is the grossest thing ever. And even when she's cooking, and then even moments when she's like taking the makeup off of her face, like to heighten that, like that was so exceptional in the way it was done and how it also relates with the music throughout the course of the film. I thought it was brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, and it had that kind of like synth keyboard drone going on every now and then. I thought it was kind of jarring, but it suited the scenes they put it in. It wasn't like, it doesn't take you out of the the movie. It's just
the only thing that I think it lacks is a discernible theme that you pick up like throughout the movie. It uses the same pieces and the same elements, and it does a good job with that. But, and not that it needs it, but man, when this movie, because it already has that 80s vibe, there was a moment where I was questioning. I was like, is this in a like alternate universe version of the 80s? Because like when you first see the aerobic scenes, I'm like, this feels like the 80s, right? And then they update it, and all of a sudden it's like the grind Y2JK893. I don't know, man, what's going on there, man. But is that like, does that teach you how to work out? I'd be watching too. But they kept the dudes in the back though. They kept the two dudes in the back, man. I'm just saying.
I don't think anybody was going to be working out to that video. Not the way.
There's a lot of people working out.
I feel like it could hold more attention.
Well, they'd be working out like this.
All right, man. Damn it.
All right. Anyway, Mabel, what do you think of the sound design and the score for this movie?
Well, I think you perfectly captured the magic of the sound design of this movie with that flapping. Yeah, I mean, I can't add much more to that. I agree with Cliff and Robbie in the sense that the music becomes more frenetic. It does have a club synth kind of feel to it. But one thing I would probably say, I know it doesn't have a discernible theme, as in like key musical notes that you know what I mean play throughout, but it does have this sound that plays whenever something ominous happens. It's like this, like I can't describe, can't recreate it with my thing, but every time like something jarring happens or whatever, this specific sound, noise, cue, whatever it is, play. Anytime something weird happens, and it definitely is noticeable. Like it's the substance noise, right? Like I can't. That's the way I would describe it. It's like, oh, shit, it's the substance time. When she pulls out the reactivator, it's like, it does that noise. Yeah. Like,
But deeper
so,
than that, right? You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely electronic, and I can't recreate it. But it's there, and it is definitely an identity to this film. But other than that, yeah, no, I think the music's great.
All right, Chad, what do you think of the soundtrack, score, all that?
I can't add too much more than what you guys said. What you were talking about, Fable, that sound reminded me kind of almost like an electronic, like an air raid horn.
Yeah.
You know that would go off before bombings and stuff. Or weather alerts too. Yeah. So I think the music was good. It added a little bit of that frenetic pace to it. You know, gave it a little bit of a frenzied feel with the EDM synth kind of stuff going on. But really, to me, the shining part was the sound design. Just all the little sounds that were going on. And Cliff said something about Dennis Quaid being the machine. And like that gave me goosebumps when he said that, because as I was watching it, like it seems like a procedure, right? Like he is a machine. He's going through, like lighting his cigarette, right? He pulls it out and you can hear the pack, and then it goes in his mouth. Then you hear the lighter, the Zippo flick. And then he's rustling papers and he's ready to go, you know, as he's like a machine. I literally thought that. I was like, they're recreating a machine, you know, with these sounds and the way he's acting. Yeah, I thought it was brilliant, man. Added a whole nother layer of atmosphere to this movie. So kudos.
Absolutely. Jet, what do you think of the sound?
I really can't add anything to talk about the music part of it. I think it's all been said. I really don't have anything to add. But the sound design, like again with the shrimp, and the extreme, like the mixture of that sound with the extreme close up of Dennis Quaid's mouth, like you could see his pores on his freaking, his fingers. So that sound.
Even his hands when he's dipping in that sauce.
It was like nauseating.
She was trying to straighten her leg.
I was gonna go right there next.
Oh,
I do not want to see that man perform. You know.
Oh, come on, man. Anyway, man. the snap crackle pop of
exactly the snap crackle and pop, and you go, oh my god, that poor woman's clit. Like, oh my lord.
When she's trying to get out of the chair, but her leg is all jacked up, and she just like. She's straightening so hard to like straighten this leg out, and it's making these noises.
It's like rigor mortis.
Yeah, exactly. I'm waiting for that snap. You know
that
what I mean? You're
dude.
Waiting for it, dude.
Yeah.
And the last one I'll say, if anybody on the panel here has ever been like playing sports, or unfortunately if you got into a fight, if you've ever had your bell rung, like been knocked out or close to it, when they don't play with the drugs right and they have to go running back to the other body, and the tunnel vision starts setting in, and that muffled sound and that ringing, that's the exact sound that you hear when you go night night. You know what I mean? And just the way they did that, I just wanted to like put a punctuation the sound of this movie. They absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, they did. You know what? You know what's the testament of having a great movie panel? It's when I don't have anything to add. I have no notes. So thank you guys. Y'all been stellar tonight so far. So now we're
one more other one of the sound I thought of was when she's putting the spinal tap in her spine and you hear like that squelch sound. Like that made me squirm, bro.
Well, then added with like seeing it go in the spine, you're like, ugh. And then there's that one part where like this is not got to do with science, but she sticks it right in that pus. Like, oh my God. What are you doing?
Everything made a noise, man. Every little thing had a sound for it. Like even when she's like with that first dude and she jumps on his lap and stuff. When he grabs her butt, you can hear like the leather of her fucking clothes like getting
Yeah.
Like everything makes a noise.
But yeah, I don't have anything to add to the music, but or the sound design that's not already been said. I thought it was a brilliant job on it all the way around. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have anything hardly negative to say about this movie. Now we're going to get into the themes, the overall themes, and I mean, it's pretty obvious. People want to stay young. Ageism, you know, how many times I've heard, oh, they're too old to do this, they're too old to do that. Hugh Jackman's too old to be Wolverine anymore, which he probably is, but he's still Wolverine.
Really is. We just keep. See, there is something that we do. Like we're doing this shit to Hugh Jackman of all people. You know, like let's not forget. You know, and Ryan Reynolds is like till you're 99, and I'm like, you know, hey, girl, we're just keep juicing him with preservatives and shit.
Hugh Jackman's in better shape to play Wolverine than I am. I'll tell you that.
I mean, sure, but at the same time, I mean, come on, man. Like he's almost a grandfather now or something.
Well, said he can't wait to get old and retire. He said, "Fuck youth. I was a cockhead back then." If you didn't know, unless you didn't know,
young you.
But like, I think it's also about like a cautionary tale about one's vanity and how far people would go for that, right? And it's not just that, but like, you can't tell me that Dennis Quaid's character is not inspired by people like Harvey Weinstein. Like the way Hollywood, like, you know, that thing about it. Also, there's a lot of feminism in this film. The way women are treated, like, oh, smile. Pretty girls should smile, right? You know, like, you know, a lot of girls don't like that. You say you ought to smile more, you know. But like, and also like they're like the standard, like the way he talks about her at the first of the movie when she goes in the bathroom because the women's room is out of order, and you hear the way he's discussing things, the way he's talking about her, and you're like, you know, women. Me and Jeff talked this last night, especially on social media. Women have to worry about it more than men. Definitely, I've never got booby pics. Sorry, but like they have to worry about people sending pictures of their fucking junk. I've seen pictures like, I'd like to milk those titties, you know, blah, 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 blah. People I know get messages like this in their DMs from guys they don't even know.
Yep.
You know, and like, so, and then you got also the way, you know, the way like when her younger self was hot and heavy with that guy on the motorcycle, right? And then when Demi Moore runs into him, it's like, get out of my way, lady. What are you doing? He's just like hateful as he can be to her because he's old. And like the way we treat old people, like I could even go back to COVID. They're like, oh, well, you kind of got the feel. They're like, yeah, well, those people in the old folks home, let them die. They're old. They've lived their life. And, you know, I don't know. And I was taught to respect my elders when I was younger. And like those people got experience, but like, I don't think like, especially in Hollywood and the music industry, I think there's this like obsession with trying to stay young, even people that don't need to do it. Like, I don't know what like would possess somebody to get butt implants, but I hear that they make their butt stink. By the way, I don't know if that's true, but anyway, all the stuff that that people have to go through, they try to keep this edge, like this younger person's nip. And you know, also there's a sports analogy to it. If you think about it, the old veteran quarterback worrying about the young upstart taking his job, and the funny thing is though, like they give her the device in this movie, the substance, which is supposed to be this answer for her, and she basically just triggered her own demise basically in a slow way. And like it kind of shows like it's kind of also, I think the theme would be careful what you wish for. You just might get it, And like I don't know that I would want to go back. I've heard people say, would you like to go back with the knowledge you've had to when you were like 12 years old, or would you want $50 million? I don't know that my younger self, I don't know that I would have made it to 49 years old if I had $50 million back then or knew all that knowledge. I would have probably ended up being a sociopath or something if I knew. Like people would have, or there they'd burn me at the stake as a witch because I'd be like, I know who wins the next 30 World Series. I don't know, but or you could probably made a lot of money too, but I don't know either way that's a good idea. But so it's kind of interesting. Would the people like in the chat? Would you have done this to yourself? And like I don't know. It's like, what would you do if somebody promised you that you could be young again? Would you take it? I don't know. And it's kind of like also, making a deal with the devil. A lot of Faustian imagery in this thing. It's also kind of like what was it? Was it? I can't remember what movie it was. Like, or is it a comic book where everybody gets one wish?
Alien genies.
Oh, okay, yeah. But like, you also got to be careful because the kids can have. Yeah, well, that's scary too because everybody in the world gets a wish, which means includes the kids, including children. So I wish the dragons were real. Yeah. But anyway, Jeff, what do you think this movie's trying to tell us?
I don't know if I have much more to add than what I said in the beginning of like my overarching thoughts of it. Like Robbie said, it's Faustian. It's to me, it was also like really reflective because Demi Moore's playing a part that she's in real life kind of in a similar position, one could argue. Those two things together with a wild ass body horror ride, and that's how I see this thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know. I don't know. Like we said, it's like Cronenberg had a baby with I don't know, Argento. Probably the same. Probably the result. Chad, what do you think the overall themes of this movie are?
There's a lot of different ones, but the glaring one to me, even the visuals, the body horror that goes into that, the theme to me is basically, I'm a rotting bag of flesh and the God you'll never impress. Like, we're just all fucking bags of meat, rotting bags of meat, right? Like, even when she's going in the turkey, like, she's pulling out guts, and you see all these, basically insides, and, we're all decaying. You guys mentioned ageism. I think it shows a lot what the different sexes go through, especially females. Through this, both what they endure in their life and then like the spectacle of being on screen and what they have to deal with beyond that.
And it doesn't beat the audience over the head with the message though.
No,
like when I said it's feminist, I didn't mean that like
I think it comes at you like a sledgehammer. I'm sorry.
No, I don't. But I don't think it's like in a bad way, though. I don't think it's like
not in a bad way, but it's like a sledgehammer.
Well, I guess what I meant was I'll choose my words differently. It's not preachy.
Right, it's not preachy, but the theme, bam.
Chad, you guys, I didn't mean to
Gallagher to a watermelon. It's just out there.
Hey, Chad, I hope I didn't interrupt you, but if you got anything else, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, just we're all one. Basically, and we all age like maybe try to have a little empathy, right? Like we're all gonna get there. And I mean, she talks about, you know, her younger self as Sue, and then like putting her down. I'm in a different generation, kind of thing. You know, we're all gonna get there someday. So be graceful. That's it.
All right. I like that, Chad. Everybody just try to age graceful, you know. I say try to be like Iggy Pop. Is he the best looking guy in the world now? No, but who cares? He's still Iggy Pop. He earned all those wrinkles. Okay. All right. Fable, what do you think the theme of this movie is?
I mean, this movie is definitely a monkey's paw kind of story, right? Careful what you wish for, kind of thing. Just like Matt said, it's definitely there. I would take a mixture of what Chad said and somebody else said earlier. Maybe it was even you, Matt. I think it's vanity. It has a lot to do with vanity. Vanity's one of the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
But vanity as in tied into the flesh, like Chad said, right? Like this movie shows you a slightly older woman who may have a couple of crinkles in her eyes, who may have a little bit of cellulite in her butt or whatever it is. Maybe her tits are hanging a little lower than they used to be, right? And how that affects her psyche, her vanity. You know what I mean? Just those little things can change so much in perception of yourself and how the world perceives you. And then it's like throwing it in your face almost to like, well, you know, all of this is meat too. Just like Chad said, all of this is blood, guts, veins, and fucking skin. You know, whether it's the meat we eat, right? The shrimp, the nasty shrimp, the food she's fucking with. The creature that she becomes towards the end. And I think nothing points that out more further than when it vomits out a tit. Because it's a tit, right? And we're like, hello, titties, but not that tit. Not that titty. It's a tit, right? It's a tit. We're all, right? Well, what's wrong with that one? So there's like this fine line with the flesh, with how we perceive it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what this director is. I think that's what Cronenberg was always going for too. Like with movies like what's the one, Robbie, that we love, Videodrome?
Yes.
Television, how sensual that is. I think there's a theme there that Cronenberg's always tried to tackle.
Yeah, I mean,
that this director nailed.
For God's sake, James Wood pulls out a 38 snub-nosed revolver from a vagina in his stomach. So
yeah. Well, I mean, just like the video cassette, right? It's like it's pulsating, and it's a fucking cassette. I mean, there's this thing there with flesh and how it's perceived and why is this so different from this? Because it's like Chad said, we're just all lumps, all just bags of flesh at the end, blood guts.
Yeah.
Being
exactly.
Like when the girl when she's having that dream while she's waking up, her back like it spews guts out of it. It was like a weird sequence.
No, it was so horrible.
And I think that's
in a good
like
way.
kind of safe. You know, she's pulling out her fucking teeth.
Yeah.
And just
Dude, she
these
pulled
little
a chicken leg out of her belly button.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell, man? I ain't never seen that in a movie.
Yeah.
I've seen somebody put some lipstick in their breast, but I've never seen somebody pull a chicken leg out of their belly button.
Right, and chicken is fucking yummy, except when it comes out of your stomach like that. Right? So
I don't need no belly button fried chicken. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's like this thing
pick the lint off.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's just this thing with the flesh and beauty and vanity all tied in, and it's saying something that I'm not smart enough to articulate, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean. Well, also you mentioned like vanity, but they pretty much cover all the deadly sins in this. Sloth.
Yeah.
She eats that whole rotisserie chicken. She's getting all this food, like too much food that she's not going to eat all that. Greed. I think Dennis Quaid represents greed.
Yeah.
You know, and we got lust in it too because she steals another day so she can bang this hot biker dude she met. Although I told Jeff, you know what? This chick should have planned out. Okay, if you're going to have your little party time, try to plan the party time in the middle of the week so you don't run out of time to switch up the, the whatever the, change the 7 days. But yeah, I kind of felt like there is like a 7 deadly sins kind of vibe to Fable. All right, Rob, what do you think? What do you think of the theme of this movie?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of themes. A lot of them are right there, like the aging and the Hollywood stuff and fame and the misogyny and all that, right? But what stood out to me, what it was speaking to me was love yourself, okay? Because they keep reiterating throughout the movie, you are not another. Y'all are one. That is not a separate person. You are one. Always remember that, right? And so I think an interesting thing to look at and apply into this movie is the idea of substance. The movie is called The Substance. Why? Well, because it sounds like something cool like The Stuff or The Blob, right? But also the substance. The substance to me represents whatever substance it is you do you use in your life that you think is what makes you be the best version of you. Because that's what they say in the movie, right? For instance, I've been diving deep into the tragedy of Chris Farley, right? And like what was happening at the end of his life, right? He felt like he wasn't funny. He was just a fat guy. And that's why everybody was laughing that he couldn't get a girl. So what did he do? He spent all of his time trying to make himself feel good by using substances, alcohol and drugs and like, like sex and just like filling the void and not taking care of himself. And his last appearance on SNL is absolutely heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah,
and then like
it's
like a month or two later, he was dead. And so in this movie, it's very much the substance about like aging and how that represents like with fame and like how it connects with fame, I should say. But whatever substance that is, whatever it is you think that gets you like some people have to have that alcohol just to get through the day. And I'm not just talking about people with fame. I'm talking about to get through the day of like being a mother or a single dad or like, or anything like being a student, being like in a struggling neighborhood. Like what do you use to get you through the day? What is your substance? And then the idea that we're really stealing time from ourselves when we're not taking care of ourselves, right? I love that bit when he's like,
good one.
Everything that they take from you, you can't get it back. Like it happened, you pull from the other one to add to like. So yeah, we know what it's like. You're partying up all night, but you got to get up and go to work. How do you feel the next morning? You just pulled something from your future self, right? So it's about the young self pulling from the future self, and then the future self looking back at the lost young self.
Or smoking cigarettes. How many years of your life have you taken from if you smoke cigarettes?
Exactly. Or shoving McDonald's. You're talking about Botox being toxic.
Yeah.
How about like McDonald's, and I mean, I just had a big arch last week, man. It was delicious. But, the things that the substances we use to get through. The thing is, Chris Farley was a funny guy, and he was funny without the drugs. He was funny without the alcohol, right?
Yeah.
Demi Moore's character in this movie, she would have been fine. She's talented. She's beautiful. She would have moved on to another career. She would have been fine. But we don't trust ourselves, and then we go into something else that we think will give us that edge to be a better version of ourselves and keep up the pace. And really all we're doing, stealing time from ourselves.
Yeah.
Love yourself.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, Robbie. Like it's just got this I don't know. It's like you want to feel sorry for her in the movie, but she did it to herself the whole time.
We all do it to ourselves the whole time.
And and everybody wants to we all wish we had more time. And me, I'm going to go off on a tangent again. I'm going to tell you, it reminds me of another movie. But these movies, they're replicants. It's called Blade Runner. And Roy Batty, played by Rutger Hauer, masterfully, by the way, he just wants more time. He wants more time. He just can't have it, And like he even meets his maker, and they tell him, "No, sorry." He doesn't like that, so he destroys his father. Like I felt like they're the same person's movie because he goes, "You're two, but you're one." But like I don't feel they each respected each other's, especially the younger her. I think we were looking at a mirror image of what she was like when she was that age. Before, because selfish just to the point to where I don't care what happens to you. I don't care what happens to you. You're old.
Dude, that's I'm sorry, Fabian.
No, I was gonna say that's the thing about youth, right? When you're young, you think you're insecure in a lot of ways. You're trying to fit in. You think everything's wrong with you. You're trying to find the substance, right? That'll get you ahead or whatever it is. And then when you're old, you look back at when you were young, and what do you think? Oh, I was fucking good looking back then. Damn, I was skinny back then. Look at me, I was like, you didn't think that back then, though, right? You thought you were fat or something like that, or you know what I mean? But and that's why I think what you said earlier, Matt, when people are obsessed with youth, I think it's because we all reflect on those times and we say, man, you're living in the time, right?
Well, how many times somebody said, if I was 20 years younger, right, I would do this. Yeah.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah. And just she's literally, so it's like past Robbie sucks. Okay, like that motherfucker doesn't save money, and I'm always like, fuck you, past Robbie, for putting me in these predicaments, right? For deciding to go out that night, and now I'm all like, oh man, I can't go out tonight. There's stupid little things like that throughout my life, right? Sometimes we don't set ourselves up for success, right? She's literally, to get her fix, right, stealing spinal fluid or some shit from like her future self, right? And it's like that's what we're doing when we're not being on what we need to be on, right? And we're on something else. This sounds like it's a drug metaphor, but it's more than just drugs, right? It could be work. It could be your work, right? Like what drives you, like I spent so much time doing PCP that I damaged a lot of relationships throughout the years of doing this, right? And things like that, right? So you're stealing your future away when you're not trying to be present in the moment and trusting and loving yourself. I think.
Beautiful.
That's like well put, Robbie. Also, it's like also I thought there was a thing where you see how she's just so happy to get the approval of Dennis Quaid and all these older people. It seems like when I was younger, and a lot of people when they're younger, we seek the approval of others a lot. But the older I get, the more I don't give a crap if people like. Either you like me or you don't. This is what you get. I'm not going to try to change my personality to suit other people. But I feel like when you're younger, like I did this, I'm guilty of it. If I was hanging out with the skater kids, I tried to act like them. If I was hanging out with the metalheads, I wanted to talk about, try to be more like them, or whatever group, I was in, If I was with the party kids, I wanted to party harder than they did. And believe me, I paid for that later. Trust me. But that's a story for another day. Cliff, what do you think of the themes of this movie?
All right. We have the first and foremost, right, is the illusion of control, right? You think there's rules and that the rules are going to protect you and all that shit. And it's not, you are just not in control. So that's like one thing that's like prevalent, right? The other is aging as horror. Like the original problem in this movie is like, oh my God, I'm getting old. I can't be in this business. This business sucks, blah, blah, blah. And Robbie mentioned it too. She could have had success elsewhere, but sometimes people only know what they know, right? Like that girl in Henry the other night. She only knew how to move on to another abuser because she didn't know any better. That's all she's got. So Demi Moore's character has been in this industry forever, and she's taking on the toxic traits of her industry, which doesn't help her when her two selves have to love each other in order for this shit to work, Then, so, all right, aging is horror, the illusion of control, self-objectification, trying to be something for other people at the loss of yourself, of your identity, all right? Which I was down that road, so I just couldn't take. I was kind of, sort of down that road. So I just felt just stupid trying to be on that road, you know. And then, of course, my favorite thing to shit all over: capitalism, and beauty standards, right? All the freaking time. And I feel that that's why there was a little bit of a L'Oreal quality, you know, clawing at me while watching this film. But this movie just embodied internal and external negative attributes, right? And the horror was within and visual, right? And I think that was like really cool what they were doing with the theme. But the thing is, this movie was just all the themes all at once. Like I said, like a sledgehammer, you know. Like you're not beauty by market standards. And it's like, screw your capitalism. That's why CBCS is dead. Nobody listens, and now Warner Brothers is gonna be dead next.
Yeah, I hope not. Well, you know, also there's like a comparison to me to like, oh my God, I just lost the thought. Shit.
I was having a bit of a
I know what it is. Like, there was one of my favorite albums of the '90s, and I know she's a controversial character now. People tend to hate on her a lot, but it's Hole's first album. It's called "Pretty on the Inside," and she talks about how women, the things they do to themselves. It's like, you know, they don't think they're pretty, and like that could almost be the movie version of that album. You know, like, oh, she's pretty on the inside. You know, that's like a backhanded compliment to somebody. You know, but yeah, Cliff, I agree with you on everything you said. I thought we got some excellent points here. And I think I think we've done some good work here tonight. I think we're going to bring it home now with a rating. I'm interested to see what everybody thinks of this. I know that, Robbie, you weren't the only one that's a first time watcher. I know Faye was, and me, and Jeff too. Chad, have you seen it before? So
nope,
we'd all have you seen it before, Cliff?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so we all got some honest first opinions of this movie, and I'm excited to see what everybody thinks about it. And Jeff, I will start with you. What do you give this movie a ranking of 1 to 5?
This one actually surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was. I gotta give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.
Yeah. Good score. Chad, what do you score?
Yeah, this surprised me as well. Was not expecting this at all. I'm gonna go 4.5, and on rewatches, it might go up to a 5. I can see loving more layers of this the more I watch it, but 4.5. And to answer your question, there's no way in fucking hell I would do this. I know how I am, and I would be dead.
Yeah, me too. I agree. I would be gone.
Yep.
All right, Fable, what is your ranking of this movie?
Quick question before I give my rating. It didn't seem like they shared each other's lives.
And that's the problem.
So what was the incentive for even doing this if she wasn't going to remember doing that young guy or getting this great job, or you know what I mean? Like, that's the only kind of question mark that I have about this.
Because you had to, she wasn't psychologically prepared, right? And because she saw the younger self and she loved it. She loved the upgrade. But the thing is, she also resented it. And so they started to fracture rather than be the same person. Right? And that was part of the rules. It's just a very subtle rule. I forgot, Matt said the quote earlier. So that's what happened. They start to fracture because she loved being the younger self, but resented it at the same time.
So you think that upon initial birthing of the younger self,
yes,
they were sharing a mind.
Yes, right? Okay. And then she became resentful of just how great it was, and they started to fracture to the point where we get a literal fracture. You know,
because waking up and seeing the apartment a mess and not remembering that you did that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Had me thinking like,
Exactly,
so
because now she's like,
what's the point,
now
you
she's
know?
like, oh, this young twatty bitch, now she's like all upset. So, it's part of the problem. But also like part of why she couldn't remember, she may have, like, we don't know what really happened. She may have gotten drunk and it was just regular, I don't remember because I was drunk, mixed with I'm building a resentment to the other me. And then the way this formula is supposed to work, or it's fracturing because you're not appreciating the whole.
So maybe also we can say that just like we don't remember our dreams, she may experience these things, but upon waking up as the other self, forgets them.
It may have been, but yet she kept going back for more. So there's something about it that she
That's
was going
what
back
was
for.
a little off to me, yeah.
Or a blackout even.
I feel it's a blend. It's a blend of I'm now addicted to this, right? And I like and even if that feeling is fleeting, I love that feeling that is giving me. And so I won't stop. But at the same time, I was also building resentment towards my other self.
Yeah.
I think there has to be some payoff for her, or she wouldn't continue
There
with
has
it.
to be,
But
right?
I'm with you, Fable. I had a problem with, are they sharing consciousness? Because
Right.
there's
And
signals here that they weren't, kind of.
Right, but they should
have
be.
to be. They have
Right,
to
they have to be, but like Fable brought up, there's a fleetingness to it, and that fleetingness goes right into drug use association, does it not?
Yeah.
So I feel that that's how it all ties together.
Yeah. That's the only, I think, little button that I think they kind of passed over and missed an opportunity to sort of explain where the benefit comes in. Because if all you're getting is an aged finger, then like, fuck this little bitch, I'm killing her tonight. Like, look at my finger, dude.
In reality, if she had just embraced both selves in whole,
I
probably would have
get
worked.
that, but it doesn't impart to the audience a reason for them to keep doing this.
Well, no, because like
we assume it, but we don't know that.
This is where you're going to get more out of the rewatch. That's what I'm going to tell you. This is where you're going to get more out of the rewatch.
All right, so go ahead.
Well, what I'm remembering now, Matt talks about, when she's going to terminate, right? She sees the billboard. But then I think the other thing, and they linger on it for quite a while, was the card in the roses. And it said something like, they're going to love you.
They're going to love you.
And I think that is a major driver to it.
Yeah.
Because at the end, she says, I hate myself. This is all I am. This is all I'm good for. But yet that younger version had a shot at stardom. So I think she didn't want to take that away from her, even though they were separated at that point. She's like, I'm done. I might as well at least give her a little bit vicariously in a psychological way. Like, they'll love me even if it's not me.
Right.
That was the only thing I could think of why she would continue.
Right.
So what was your ranking, Fable?
So yeah, I'm tempted to go back. I'm tempted. I do think this is a modern classic in the making. Give it a few years. Let's see if we revisit it. See how this is thought of or whatever. The little bit that I just made, what we were just speaking of, kind of detracts from it in a sense, in a little bit. Also, the body horror aspect to it, even though it's something I think this panel can appreciate, I don't think a lot of people might appreciate. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think my mom will love this.
Oh, my mom would hate this movie. My mom would hate this movie.
Yeah,
man.
my mom is a horror lady, but she's gotten a little religious in her older age. And I think, it's just a little much, don't you think, Fable? It's a little much. So I'm going to go with that 4.5.
All right. Probably. What is your rating? 1 to 5?
Man, I love this movie, and I'm tempted like Fable to go the distance, but I do know that I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
But I think it was definitely one of the best movies. When did it come out? 2024?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the best movies of that year. I think it's great. I think it's got great performances. The special effects are amazing. The music's great. It looks fantastic. I think all around is a super solid film that I'm going to buy and watch again. And just I can't wait for my girlfriend to watch it. She's gonna love it. Like, she's gonna love this movie. Well, she'll love it at first, and I don't know what she'll think about the end of the movie, but I'm very eager to see. But I'm going 4.5, 4.5, a very strong and enthusiastic. Hey, you know what? Hell, fuck that. 4.69, dudes.
Yeah. Right.
Titillating.
Titillating. All right, Clip. What do you rate this movie 1 to 5?
Well, my 80-plus-year-old mother watched this, and she did enjoy it, although she felt like she did need me to explain the ending to her. You know, because she's just like, it got very off. For her, it got very off the rails. She's like, what was happening? The performances are great. The atmosphere is great. The entertainment value was top notch. Rewatchable. I mean, like the last 3 movies I've been assigned by various people, none of them I've been hitting hard on the rewatchable. This one is kind of rewatchable. I can watch it. Watching on the second time, I got more out of it. That's for sure. And but all of that, I'm going in with a 4.5. 4.5.
Right. That's a solid scores.
One more thing, real quick, that I'm glad I thought about, because this was one of the funniest and craziest things. We were talking about all the Kubrick shit, right? In the very beginning of the movie, there's the Shining. It's very obvious. At the end, when the monster shows up on stage and they're playing the same music when the Star Child's coming in at the end of 2001, in that blue dress, and it's like she's like the new birth of this entity known as humanity. That was crazy. That shit had me rolling, dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
you know what
That
else
was
is
wild.
crazy? When the fucking face detached and crawled its way to the
Yes.
star and was looking at the moon like it was a spotlight, like, I'm finally made it.
Yeah. Also, I love the look of all the showgirls dancing. They're all trying that fake smile. They see her, they're like, oh.
Hey, and what kind of New Year's show is that? All those chicks were naked.
Yes.
What
That's
channel is that? I want to see that New Year's show.
Yeah,
That
they
was-
were
an audience too, man.
Yeah.
That was the
Well-
only gratuitous part. I was like, the same thing. It's supposed to be a New Year's Eve show, and none of them are wearing bras. Like, I'd be fine with it, but
I'm
you ain't
good
putting
with
that on
it.
broadcast.
Yeah, I don't see that being on broadcast.
Showgirls, man. I was like, hey.
Yeah, little showgirl. Well, I think I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna give it a 5 because I think this movie's an instant classic. I think this movie's going to be talked about for years and years. Maybe I'm crazy. I just watched it once, and I was blown away by it. I was appalled. I was shocked. I was entertained. I couldn't look away even though I wanted to. Like, I really want to watch this director's first movie, even if it's in French. I don't give a shit, subtitles or not. I think I need to see this movie because I hope to see more things out of this director in the future. I don't know if she'll do any more American films, but I hope she does. And I was surprised that I like it so much right now. I'm saying this, I'm having an out of body experience because me and Jeff talked about it last night. You know, I looked before we started. I said, "Oh man, this movie's 2 hours 22 minutes long." I was like, "Dude, this is going." I was like already preparing myself to be like, "Yeah," I was kind of dreading it, and then like it didn't feel like it was 2 hours and or 20 minutes. It's like, and I've heard a lot of hate for this movie, but me and Jeff both agree. One battle after another. It was like 3 hours and something long, but it didn't feel like it was 3.5 hours long. It's the same thing with this movie. It just keeps moving at this frenetic pace, and it just gets, like I said, like I wasn't joking when I said it reminds me of a Metallica song. You know how like it starts out with a little guitar doodle, and then at the end of it, it's just like Lars Ulrich's drums are going machine gun style, and they're playing this crazy solo. It's just like completely like this movie goes completely off the rails in the most awesome way ever, though. Like, it's just like, what the fuck am I watching? So I'm about to give it a 5. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. I really enjoyed it. And it's not, Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley are not hard on the eyes until they turn into that gelatinous monster thing. But then it's kind of tough. And the old shrew, I call her the old shrew. She looked like the old, I felt like Demi Moore, that suit she said was going to be like double toil and trouble, like Brother Cauldron or something. But what I liked about it was that clash of like, you get all this beauty at the front of the movie, and then all these beautiful, because Mark Qualley, I know a lot of guys that would risk it all, as they say today, but even Demi Moore, you know what I'm saying? But like, you get all this beauty and stuff at the first of it, and you got nudity, and then you get like this grotesque nudity and stuff at the end of it. So it's like trying to like get you of your own, like, I don't know, it's trying to get, I think it's trying to, it's just, this movie's grabbing you, it's begging to tell you something, and it's almost like a warning too. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I give it a 5. But okay, we got to the 2-hour mark. I'm going to reveal now the movies for April that I'm going to be reviewing. I don't know what order they're going to be in yet. I think this might be the order. I think next Wednesday we'll be reviewing this, The Way of the Dragon. Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris for the first time, the only time on camera. And I thought since Chuck Norris just died recently, I thought we'd do the first movie I remember doing. I think Bruce Lee gave him a shot, so it'll be Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris. We might ask the question: so who in your mind's tougher, Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris? I think I'm going to pick the little guy from China. But then coming up also this month, we're going to be reviewing because baseball season started. So we're going to watch Major League, and I asked the question: is this the greatest sports movie of all time? But then we go from good to kind of bad, and we'll be asking also, is this Captain America 1990? Is this the worst Marvel movie that was ever made? I don't know. There are some pretty good other stickers too, and we'll end out the month with which we're going to do like a whole Rocky franchise. So we'll vote on which one we think is the best Rocky movie. A lot of people say Rocky 1. Some people say Rocky 2. You never know. I'm crazy enough to say maybe Rocky 3, just because of Apollo saying there is no tomorrow, Rock. There is no tomorrow. All right. So I just want an excuse to say that.
Yeah. Or 4. 4's pretty cool.
4's pretty good too. It kind of starts going downhill with 5 a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot.
One of the best training montages ever.
5's better than y'all remember. I'm just saying.
But 5 tells a completely different story. And I think that's why so many people are repelled by it.
That's
right?
the Tommy Morrison one, right?
Yeah. I just hated to see Rocky go back down the mark. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It kind of hurt me because I was like, oh, Rock made it, and then finally they take everything away from him. Maybe that was what was jarring to me, but actually that was probably what had to be done to make that movie relevant. He couldn't really, how many more movies could he do where he's the guy to beat the
I saw that in the movies, and I distinctly remember walking out that theater like, this fucking thing sucks, bro.
But you know what? We'll y'all save all the energy because I might need you for that panel if some of you can make it. All right, so we'll talk about that later. But also the Comic Lounge tomorrow night. I have a lot of shows. I might as well have my own network here. All right. Thank God I don't have Dennis Quaid breathing down my neck eating that shrimp. But anyway, so the Comic Lounge, that's just our hangout show. We do a thing the first one we call Comic Classifieds, where we like show off books. I have people, if they want to DM me their books they want to trade or sell, I will show it on the show. Kind of reminds me of, there's a show in my hometown called Tradio, where people call in and be like, yeah, I got a hubcap for a 72 Buick. I'd like to trade it for a goat. And somebody will call and go, I got a goat I would like to give for this 72 Pinto. And also I have the Sunday, the new Comic Day preview show, the Sunday Super Show Extravaganza. And I call it that because I just want an excuse to say extravaganza in a sentence. Also, I'm at 698 subscribers. When I get to 700, I'm going to give these books away. and a couple surprise books that may surprise the people. But you got some good stuff there. We got Alex Believe cover. We got a Mark Spears G.I. Joe cover. And we got a J. Scott Campbell cover there, too. And I think it's a Spawn cover. It's a Mark Brooks cover. And I'm not sure who did the Marvel Comic Presents, but I'm sure somebody would know.
Might be a Jim Lee.
I don't know. It might be. I would not know. But, all right. Oh, yeah. And me and Jeff, actually, after this video, we got to record our review for G.I. Joe issue 14. It's a week overdue, but you know what? It's my channel. We can be late if we want to, right? So Jeff, do you want to talk about that any? Before, you're good.
G.I. Joe.
All right, Chad. I'm going to bring you over here and give you the floor. What do you got coming up on your channel?
I've dropped a couple interviews recently, some shorts, some videos, and then let's see here. Coming up Friday, I will be over on Fable's channel for California.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend, I will be going Psycho. I got 4, because I watched the first one, Psycho movies to watch. And then I'll be over with Robbie on Pop Culture Philosophers reviewing the Psycho franchise. Beyond that, I'm on Toy Quest Collectors Assemble Live on Fridays when I'm not with these wonderful people. And then I'll be on 1011 with Gary, I think April 18th.
Awesome. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate you being here for the show, and I hope you come back many more times. And that goes for everybody on the panel, actually. Fable, what you got coming up, man? I know we heard Chad mention it a little bit there, but we're winding down March Madness. It's been fun.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that's what I wanted to say first. Is thank you, Matt, for having me on for a large majority of your March Madness movies. I'm so glad you got to join us this year. And this movie, March Madness movie appreciation of movies that are a little mad. There was a lot of fun. We conclude our portion of March Madness this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, over on One Collection Down. We're none other than California with a K. And a lot of these gentlemen that are on the channel right now will be joining us this Friday. So it's going to be a lot of fun because this was a lot of fun. So can't wait to hang out with Cliff, Robbie, Chad, Big Jeff, and our homegirl Sabrina will be there that night. So it's going to be a good time. Join us for that. Then, of course, Monday, the conclusion of March Madness. I'll let Robbie get into what we're doing there. And past that, not really much going on, man. This guy right here is taking a long-deserved break. 2 months in a row of reviewing movies, Sci-Fi Fest, March Madness, and it's been a lot of fun. But I'm going on a little bit of a hiatus. So you might catch me on Matt's, you might catch me on Robbie's. Who knows? I might pop up on Metal Elves, or even if Cliff got a little room somewhere, I might pop up with Cliff. You never know.
My Sunday morning became available, so just letting you know, Fable.
There you go. I'll be around the YouTubes. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and for March Madness.
It's always a pleasure, my friend. Rob, I don't have any of the thumbnails. I kind of didn't feel good the last couple of days, and I didn't do a lot of stuff. So, but explain what you got going on coming up on your channel.
Oh, no, just fun stuff, man. Tomorrow we're doing the monthly comic book review, 6 p.m. Central Time. That'll be going on. Let's see. Friday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, I'll be having Joe Casey on the channel for a conversation. Right after that, I'll be over at California with those homies. And, we're wrapping up March Madness and with Psycho, the entire Psycho franchise. Like the original, Psycho 2, Psycho 3, Psycho 4, the beginning, and Gus Van Sant's Psycho, which, get ready, I'm a little bit of an apologist for that movie. I actually am. So get ready to have a fun conversation. And Matt, thank you so much for joining us this year for March Madness, man. It's been great. And we got other cool fests on the horizon. PCP Movie Night's about to get into the Crew's Choice era, which takes us into Action Fest, which then means that we're getting closer and closer to Horror Fest,
Yeah.
of which March Madness is but a shadow. So, hell yeah, man. Keep watching movies. Station.
All right, thanks, Rob. And I hope to be part of the Action Fest because I already have a few good ideas. All right. We got Cliff. What do you got coming up on your channel, Cliff? It's always a pleasure to have you on my show.
I think Fable just signed up to be my guest Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. So please DM me because I would like to fill that slot. No pun intended. You could see me with Fable on Friday night as we cover California, which I've never seen before. It's a first time watch for me. First time watch. And then my usual Council Comics Sundays at 5, which we're gonna do Tropic Thunder. And then I'm back with Robbie on Monday and we're doing all the Psycho movies, which the only one I haven't seen is the Van Zandt one. So that's the last one on my damn list. It's the last one to cross off. So
I haven't seen that one either.
I hope it's worth it. I'm just trying to do things, and I'm trying to remind people that my members giveaway is my Black Catwoman giveaway this month. My claws out giveaway. I want to call it my deep pussy giveaway, but like YouTube was like, no, bitch, you want to tank your channel? Like, absolutely not. So claws out, it is, and that's it. I'm trying to get my shit together. If I can't improve on the quality of my channel, I at least want to improve on some of the content. So I'm trying to do the best I can, but I'm all over the goddamn interwebs. But I want to thank Robbie and Fable and Matt for including me in the March Madness, which has absolutely contributed to my own personal madness. And between y'all and Bizzle over at the council, just filled with traumatic movies for me. It's great. Metal Elf, I'm really enjoying you, Chad. It's great that I'm able to connect with you a little bit through this, so that's lovely. I appreciate you. That's it. You're all really great. I don't think we tell each other that enough, and I love you guys. You too, Jeff.
Love you too, Cliff.
You too, Cliff.
Love you too, Cliff. All right, guys. Well, that's it for the show. I want to thank Robbie and Fable for inviting me for this March Madness. This is my channel's March Madness comes to a close tonight, but I will be watching there. So be sure to watch those two great shows coming up because I'm going to be watching it in the chat. Also, I want to thank all you guys on the panel. It's been really great getting to meet you guys over the last year, months, So, and also I had fun with this March Madness thing. This is great. I don't know. I think I did all right with the picks I made. I'm pretty happy with it. I was kind of on the fence about the substance and another one, but yeah, the substance totally fit into that. And hopefully there'll be more movie fest to come. And like I said, be on the lookout for the movies I'm doing next month. Should be fun. And we may even do a Chuck Norris special at some point because I don't know, that really affected me because it's somebody you grew up with. So, but anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And like the theme of this movie, be careful what you wish for; it might come true.
Come, son of Jarrell! Kneel before Zod! Snitchy boochies.